Yo guys, this is Reinhardt, this is your favorite Russian talking, and this is gonna be our GRrrrrr Mondays, the day where we're gonna be ranting. We're gonna be ranting about shit that does not make any sense. And this week's rant would be about the entitled gamers and their shitty feedback. So it's gonna be fun. But first of all, let me advertise like a fucking shameless whore I am. Well, not really advertising, but I will be streaming, and I got my stream schedule will be in the description down below. The stream schedule will be changed next week for now only due to some real life. I have to go out of state, and I will be actually taking a vacation, so I'll be streaming a little bit more on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but I will be streaming a lot less on Monday and Tuesday. So guys, this is my schedule. Come and see my awesome face there. But that will be EST. That will be a PST timer. So if you are EST timer, add 3 hours to it. Now, my friends, let's talk a little bit about the entitlement issues and the gamers who think they're entitlement to every single shit possible. Okay, let's take World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is not fun. Why is it not fun? It's because we're not getting challenged as a gamers. Let's be honest here. What's the point of doing some normal rating or mystic rating or anything else like that? What's the point of actually even doing rating in general when you can go to LFR, AFK the halfway into, see all the cinematics possible, and then never queue for LFR again because you saw all the endgame content? That's not fun. When I was playing in Wrath of the Lich King, what fun to me was, guess what? I freaking went to a dungeon, we wiped on the third force boss. You get into the spine like I'm failing, but finally I got succeeded. I want to keep on going because I like this feeling, this excitement feeling of something that you worked hard for and you finally get rewarded. Warlords of Draenor, it's the opposite, okay? It's more like when you do a lot of boring shit and you get shit rewards. And you have the shit feeling of, finally this shit is behind me. Phew, that was boring as hell. Now, not everybody feels that way, but mostly old school gamers, mostly old school motherfuckers like me who actually know what the challenge was back in Wrath of the Lich King, or people who played TBC and knew that what the challenge was even there, which was more challenging, and played, like I played Lineage, Vanguard Saga of Heroes, I played a lot of different MMOs, besides World of Warcraft was my actual late MMO that I started playing. Those even were way more hardcore than WoW, in terms of leveling, in terms of difficulty, and guess what, it was fun as hell. Okay, now let me get this straight. What's the point of somebody being running in a mystic fucking gear when you can do LFR, you can see all the cinematics and be part of everything of a winner brigade just like everybody else? There's no fun in it, there's no challenge in it, and it's boring content. It feels like you fight, like literally World of Draenor, listen to me guys, Warlords of Draenor feels like you work at the fucking McDonald's, you flip the fucking burgers for the minimum ass wage job. That is literally what it's like. Shitty effort for shitty rewards. And by the way, I do not wanna actually completely at all insult anybody who works in the fast food industry, who actually tries to work their living, and whatever your goals are, kudos to you, brother, because that job is freaking miserable. How do I know that it's miserable? It's because my family worked there, and I didn't work personally there. I got kind of skipped, and I got the other higher paying jobs. I got lucky, I would say, but I know a lot of friends that did there. I know how miserably they feel, and I know it's not a fun thing to do. So please don't get me wrong with it. Don't feel insulted by it, because kudos to you, brother. You trying to work something towards the, like, legitimately kudos to you, because we have a lot of people think that they are entitled to, I don't know how to put this, welfare for just sitting on their asses and doing nothing. So for people who actually work their ass off, try to accomplish something, kudos to you. Now let's go back to fucking World of Warcraft, my friends, okay? So let's talk here a little bit about some stupid shit. Okay, WoW entitlement issues became at the max and the core, to the point where it's freaking annoying, it's boring, and the reason why is because gamers always want to feel like a fucking winner, even when they lose. Okay, well, guess what, my friend, I get knocked down in real life so much that in video game, I want to feel like winner. But bitch, if you want to feel like winner, go fucking off and do something in a video game that is more challenging. That's what it's like. And that's the problem with WoW. Not stimulating, not challenging, pampers to the lowest denominator possible. Pampers to a fucking Dinkelbergs. And guess what? You can't do that at all. Because it's boring. Right? And it's miserable completely. Okay? Imagine for a second like that. Like it's happening even in United States school education system where the text and the subjects and freaking like the learning material in schools are kind of pampered to the average Dinkelberg, where it doesn't challenge people at all. It doesn't challenge people to think. It doesn't challenge people out to... I did freaking advanced calculus, university advanced calculus 210 back in Russia in the freaking high school. And that helped me a lot. The problem is, a lot of people for some reason like to feel comfortable. And they don't like to be challenged. But when there's no challenge, there's no greater rewards, there's no greater acquired skills, there's nothing out there that makes people to stand out. And that's what I have a problem with, and that's why I'm not having fun in World of Warcraft. I don't feel challenged at all. I don't feel challenged for my class mechanics. I don't feel challenged that I don't think I'm a better player. I think that a 1300 shooter feral can win a duel against me just for being a fucking feral, and not much I can do about it. And that is the problem. The problem is when you have the skills, you have the ability to do better, but you always dumb down to what you only are given by the game. That what becomes the problem. If there would be 10 times more complexity to every single class, the game would have been so much more fun to play. It's unbelievable. But because people felt that feedback needs to be given to World of Warcraft, then saying that the game is too hard, the game is for too hardcore people and shit like that, all of a sudden we have a dumbed down version of a game. And a lot of that shit needs to be blamed on us gamers, on the fucking Dinkelbergs who think that they are in... I'm gonna get to that in just a second. This is perfect. I just give you a preview. Fucking potatoes who think that their feedback's awesome. So, with that said, the entitlement issues and that needs to be stopped. People need to stop thinking of the high horse. If you take Skyforge for example, much more challenging dungeons, even at like low prestige ratings. My prestige ratings, the giant dungeons are fucking challenging as shit, and they're still gonna get more challenging. But at the 3,000-4,000, they're not very challenging, but they're still difficult. People with a WoW mentality came in there thinking they're hot shit. They don't never have to kite the mobs. They never have to do anything at all or work at all. Start playing them and failing miserably. And all of a sudden we have a Skyforge forums flooded of people asking for the easy shit. And guess what? I came in there and I fucking shit on every single Dinkelberg out there because I had no problem with finishing the higher and stronger content, and neither should anybody else. And instead of people trying to learn and adapt to new mechanics, a lot of people rather just go on the forums and bitch and moan, and that's what pisses me off a lot. You guys can feel it. I'm actually pretty pissed off. So get this, there's a potato on the forums saying, for 15 minutes I did all these mini bosses and I got to the last boss, and my friend, he has too much HP, I cannot kill him, so therefore I failed. And I feel like because I've been in a dungeon for an hour and a half, I deserve some kind of a reward. Why there's no rewards given for partial completion of a dungeon? Bitch? What the fuck? Seriously? That's disgusting. You wanna tell me that you did something on you did a half-ass job at something and you reversed you want a recognition? Oh my god, like that's unbelievable, the entitlement issues. But come to that later, reading in that forums, idiot, that potato, didn't even see the turret on the left, didn't know that he has to sit down in the turret and start shooting the fucking boss. So the guy didn't try to learn the new mechanics, they just came to the forum and started complaining and asking developers to lower the difficulty. And that brings us to the next point. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna be cussing out a lot, at least for the first time. Fucking Dinkelberg, stupid, potato, shitheads should not be allowed to give a feedback. People who, get this, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna sound like a big fucking elitist, but if you don't know me, look up my other videos. I bust my ass off to teach people how to play properly, to increase their play style. I bust my ass off in my videos to make them presentable. I don't just upload my videos from my VODs for just to kind of like prolong the crappy content or anything else. Most of my videos are edited, and even though I'm not the best editor, I work my ass off on them, and I work my ass on the guides to give people an opportunity to become a great players. And I am responsible for the most amount of gladiators made in World of Warcraft through a Death Knight than probably any other Death Knight teacher out there. Even in rank 1, like Valkovich even told me, he's undoubtedly probably the best Death Knight on EU right now. Probably even better than me because I'm not playing the game, but he's better, he's awesome Death Knight. He told me, dude, I learned a lot from your videos, thanks. And you know what, to me, it feels fucking amazing. So, that's the videos I make, but I'm gonna sound like a fucking elitist right now, so get ready for it. People who are low rated should not be eligible to give any feedback about the class balance. People who just do LFRs should never give the feedback about mystic rating. It's a common sense. People who are in the lowest tier of shit should not give a feedback how the top should work or how the top should be like. Instead, they need to try to change their playstyle and get better at the video game, so then they could progress. And that's the problem basically with WoW. And in general, we have a shitty ass players thinking that they're hot shit because they got spoiled by mobile fucking games where, hey, move your character from left to right, you get 1,000 coins. Who got spoiled by that mentality, don't want to try anything awesome and particular amazing, and think that they're entitled to all the rewards or entitled to their opinion. Alright, people who complain about necrotic strikes are freaking idiots. Okay, it was a Death Knight iconic ability, and that ability should never have been taken off because look where Unholy Decays are now, in a shithole. Now get this, that ability should have been always been there. It shouldn't be taken out, but because the 1500 priests had a hard time healing through necrotics because they didn't want to adapt to a new playstyle and they just wanted to be, I don't know, carried to the higher ratings by just nerfing the other classes, nerfing their other mechanics. We got Warlords of Draenor, where everybody's feedback matters. That's the problem, okay? Just like a LFR should never give a balancing ideas and proposals about mystic rating. It should never happen that way because guess what, guys? It ruins for everybody. Now, what instead should be done, and I wholeheartedly agree, there should be a better information channel flow, how to counter the mechanics, how the mechanics work, what it does, how it does it. Because when I was trying and I was stuck at 1700 rated, guess what? I went on the website, pulled up every single class and learned every single mechanic about every single class there is possible. And that let me move on to the next level. I didn't come to the on the website and start bitching and moaning about how the classes are overpowered or not or anything else like that, because guess what? I knew that there was a learning issue, but a lot of people right now think that they're amazing at that game, and they think that they're entitled to the opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, there are sometimes exceptions, and sometimes a good feedback comes from the bad players, and a bad feedback comes from the great players, and it always be like that. But that's why, as a company, Blizzard should have a very good shit filter to filter the shit feedback and gain access and actually utilize the good feedback. So that's my problem and that's my rant. Gamers feel extremely entitled to almost everything nowadays. They feel like they're entitled to easy content and great rewards, and they don't understand that this actually legitimately sucks out of the game. So what a lot of video games are like, they have mediocre content, mediocre challenging content, the content that produces and provides mediocrity to the point where people try it, they like it, they devour that content, they say fuck off, and they move on to the next game. And that's the industry more or less in the mobile gaming. How many mobile games have you personally guys tried and you move on to the next because you got bored, because it's just not much to do, because there's not much challenge to do. There's just easy handy out rewards and stuff like that. And then obviously let's not get into the point where you have to wait for your shit to complete and stuff like that, because that's too grindy. Play Dungeon Keeper 2, mobile gaming, piece of shit. So that's it, guys. That's my partake, that's my rant. I'm sorry, it's fucking long as hell, but it needed to be done. Alright? I think we as a gamers, we can come up with a great concepts for the great video games. I believe that we can actually get something done really well. But we need, as a community, to just buckle the fuck up and understand that, you know what, the game has to be challenging. Because from the greatest challenge comes the greatest feeling of accomplishment. The sword from a Nubarak doesn't make you feel amazing. It's a part. It does feel good, make you feel good. But killing the first heroic Nubarak feels amazing. Killing something heroic feels awesome. Participating in a random dungeon that is challenging as shit and you completing it and getting awesome like praise and rewards, it's great. And that was needs to be done, in my opinion. The games should never compromise the complexity of them just so the casuals can have a great time. Because you know what, casuals are not stupid, and most of the casuals actually are just as successful as the hardcore gamers. Man, I miss Ghost Crawler and his ideology. Later, guys.